Thanks for watching 2 News at 6 tonight. I'm Heidi Hatch, live from the campus of Utah Valley University, now for a third night in the row after 31-year-old Charlie Kirk was assassinated just behind me here on campus. We now know today the police have their suspected shooter, a 22-year-old from southern Utah, Tyler Robinson, in custody. It took them just 33 hours after that shooting to take him safely into custody overnight last night. This all started, though, on Wednesday morning when police say Robinson walked onto the Utah Valley University campus. 31 minutes later, he's accused of shooting Kirk in the neck from a rooftop 200 yards away. 2 hours after that shooting, Charlie Kirk died. 33 hours after the initial shooting, police arrested Robinson. This is the suspect, Tyler Robinson, a young man, just 22 years old. Authorities say he lived in Washington with his family down in southern Utah before moving to an apartment with a friend in St. George. He's accused of aggravated murder, discharge of a firearm, and obstruction of justice. Robinson will appear in court next week on Tuesday. We do have live team coverage for you spread out across the state tonight. We're digging into Robinson's history, and we got reaction from students as they were able to return to UVU for the first time today. Brian Malahy is first, though. He is live at the Utah County Jail with the very latest on this 22-year-old accused shooter.
And this is what emerged today. Robinson had been enrolled until now at a school in Utah, not UVU. A probable cause statement says that he confessed to a family member arrested last night in southern Utah, and for the last 16 hours, an inmate here at the Utah County Jail. One shot and national pain beyond measure in the murder of Charlie Kirk. And now this.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We got him.
The announcement from Utah's governor touched off relief and a firestorm of inquiry. Who is Tyler Robinson? The Utah Board of Higher Education called him a third-year student in the electrical apprenticeship program at Dixie Technical College and said he received concurrent enrollment credit at a university while in high school. This is not going to be one of your clients.
Absolutely not. There's no way they're going to give him bail.
Heather Page, bail bondswoman, suspects Robinson is in a solitary cell and other inmates know he's here.
Oh, absolutely. Gossip goes crazy inside that jail, yeah.
They know.
Oh yeah, I'm sure of it.
Utah County Sheriff's Office did not confirm he is being held in a solitary cell. The Utah County prosecutors began screening the case today. They say they will file charges against Robinson on Tuesday, and he will see a judge that afternoon. Live at the Utah County Jail, Brian Malahy, KUTV 2 News.
Brian, thank you. As investigators were looking for their suspect, they believed it was a college-age young man. We learned today that he is just 22 years old. Chief investigative reporter Wendy Halloran tonight looking into his background and if there were any warning signs that led up to this. Wendy.
Well, Heidi, Tyler James Robinson is considered not on paper, no criminal record, no arrests that I could find. However, FBI psychological profilers trying to determine what the motive was in the assassination of Charlie Kirk have inscriptions or engravings, if you will, on the bullets that are playing a big part in determining motive.
I think that he believed that Charlie Kirk, in his mind, he would have described Charlie Kirk as a fascist.
Greg Rogers is a retired FBI agent serving 30 years with the Bureau. The arresting documents lend insight into a possible motive.
Motive is not going to be difficult to prove in this case.
And why is that?
Because of the writings.
Rogers has examined what investigators noted: inscriptions engraved on casings found with the high-powered rifle, a Mauser 30-06, and the bullet that killed Kirk. Inscriptions on the bullet fired at Charlie Kirk read, "Notices bulged, OWO, what's this?" According to experts, this phrase refers to a meme on online forums and comes from furry subculture about being unable to determine someone's gender. Some gamers use the phrase OWO representing an expression of surprise.
That is clearly referring to his intent to shoot him. He had told some associates he believed Charlie Kirk was a fascist.
An inscription on an unfired cartridge read, "Hey fascist, catch," with an up arrow symbol, right arrow symbol, and 3 down arrow symbols.
Catch, I think, is a snide way of saying You're going to get hit by my bullet. And the arrows arguably are referring to where he was. He was above him, shooting downward. So that's, again, indicative of the amount of thought I think that he put into this.
But it also could be a reference to the Helldivers game, which is a satire on fascism played online.
Unfortunately, there are video games that are preferred by these types of people where you can get into video games where you shoot fascists.
Another unfired cartridge read, "Oh, Bella Ciao, Bella Ciao, Bella Ciao, Ciao Ciao."
That Italian song is interesting. It's a sort of a anti-fascist rant. That song is very big in that movement. It's something that everyone knows. So I think he had heard that song in the hours and hours and hours I think he spent on these websites. He'd heard that song numerous times.
Another unfired cartridge read, "If you read this, you are gay," with a slang abbreviation for laughing his expletive off.
I think that shows that he has some other mental issues because it's that, quite frankly, is just nonsensical. I think the best term for that is nonsensical and shows some irrational behavior on his part.
Rogers believes Robinson will be facing both state and federal charges.
I think there's discussions going on also that he will also be charged federally with domestic terrorism under the domestic terrorism statute, which also carries a death penalty if you commit a murder in furtherance of that violation.
And speaking of charges, the Utah County Attorney's Office is reviewing all the evidence in this case to determine appropriate charges to file. County Attorney Jeff Gray is expected to file formal charges against Tyler James Robinson on Tuesday, and he will be holding a press conference that same day. I will be there. Robinson will have his first court appearance at 3 p.m. that same day on Tuesday.
He did it. I believe in capital punishment. Even though I love this family and I hate to see him go through this, but actions are actions, and that's how it is.
Shock in southern Utah tonight with word of this arrest of 22-year-old Tyler Robinson. We're now hearing from people who lived in the family's neighborhood and knew him when he was growing up. Liv Kelleher, who covers southern Utah for us, is live for us tonight with more of what she's hearing from those neighbors.
Well, the overwhelming emotion that I've heard today is shock. I'm at the suspect's apartment in St. George. You can see it's still an active crime scene. There is crime scene tape up behind me, and police presence is still here, although it is waning. Earlier today, this parking lot was buzzing with law enforcement officers from the FBI, the Washington City Police, UHP officers, and the St. George Fire Department. I spoke with residents in this neighborhood who said at first they weren't really sure what was going on. There wasn't a lot of communication, but once they saw that crime tape go up and the media come out, they started to put two and two together. I spoke with one resident, Jesse Riley, who lives a few doors down from Robinson. He says they parked next to each other and he would see the gray Dodge Challenger daily. He said in retrospect, he noticed that the car was missing for the past few days, but it wasn't until photos of that vehicle started circulating online that piece connected for him. Riley said he was already upset about the passing of Charlie Kirk. To know his neighbor may have been responsible has been hard to process.
Obviously there's, the thoughts that kind of go through your mind of why it happened in Utah probably, versus obviously not just because he lived here, but maybe a Utah event is going to be more lax on security. Everybody's a little bit more pumped up that Charlie Kirk's in town because, we're all seeing from a common viewpoint. So the last thing we're thinking is that there's going to be somebody of an opposite viewpoint, there to do harm. So that was, what was really hard to wrap my mind around initially. And then you add this on top and I'm like, is this even real right now? This is reality?
We also learned this morning from police reports and Governor Cox that Robinson's family said that he started to get more political over the past few years. They also told law enforcement that Robinson was aware that Kirk was coming to Utah on his college tour and that he said he disagreed with Kirk and his teachings. In St. George, Liv Kelleher, KUTV 2 News.
Liv, thank you. In the wake of this deadly shooting here on the campus of Utah Valley University, Salt Lake Community College says they're going to put a pause on all speakers coming to their campuses at least for the next month. This will run until the end of the month. The college saying this will give them time to carefully review their safety practices. Salt Lake Community College saying it wants to be a place where all are welcome and all viewpoints can be shared through civil disclosure. Now tonight, some students here at Utah Valley University were able to return to the campus and pick up their belongings that were left in the mayhem after the shots were fired and kids were running for their lives. 2 News' Leslie Duarte spoke to students today to find out exactly how they're feeling as they return to campus.
Heidi, many students I spoke to were heartbroken over the situation, still processing. Some were able to pick up their items and take them with them. However, those who had items in the courtyard where the incident happened were told they could not take their items yet.
They haven't processed any of my stuff yet. Looks like FBI is still going through and investigating everything.
Andrew Kang was in the courtyard when the shooting happened.
Still traumatized from that experience. I've never witnessed anything closer or similar to this incident.
He says UVU told him all the items in the courtyard wouldn't be released until Monday.
Inside I had my gym shoes, my shorts and a shirt. I have my car key and I have my wallet in there. I also have my laptop and a charger as well.
Many other students were also here to mourn.
My heart feels pretty heavy.
I've been out here all day. I've made some signs with some friends. We're holding them up for in support of Charlie Kirk.
Just hours after the FBI announced the arrest of the alleged shooter, students reacted.
I think nobody really deserves to be murdered. There's no justification of murder, and shootings in general in this country is a big problem.
I think this was almost an attack on the concepts of free speech that we have in America.
And many sharing a message to the Kirk family.
My prayers and condolences towards the Charles family.
Now, as far as when students can return back to campus, the school announced Wednesday is the day that classes will resume. And for more details and information on exactly when students can pick up their belongings and return to class, the school says they can visit the university's information page. Reporting live at UVU, Leslie Duarte, KUTV 2 News.
Leslie, thank you. We will have the very latest on the assassination of Charlie Kirk, his funeral, and the legal case against Tyler Robinson during the news on our website, KUTV.com, and also on the 2 News mobile app. Here on the campus of Utah Valley University, it is quiet tonight. There is a sense of relief that arrest has been made, but hearts are still heavy, and the road to healing will be a long one for many students here on campus. Back to you in the studio.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. All right, thanks, Heidi.